I welcome you to Bible Times. I'm Willard Pless, and today we want to talk about Joel's prophecy. Joel gave the signs for the last 2 years just before Jesus returns. And this is what we want to talk about, and you can go to Acts chapter 2, there in verse 20. Peter talked about that as well, there as he's giving his message and after the Spirit came upon them, and we want to talk about this. See, Joel is giving the signs of the beginning of the last 2 years just before Jesus returns. And this should help you to realize how close we are to Jesus' coming. Now, the sun turned to darkness on April the 8th in 2024, last year. And this is when Satan was kicked out of heaven and he came to earth. And see, Joel is talking about the signs that would begin these last 2 years, that these would be the last 2 signs that would be given just before Jesus returns. And the sun turned to darkness on April the 8th in 2024. That was last year. And then we learn here on March the 14th in 2025 that the moon was turned to blood. Now Joel is giving the signs of the last 2 signs, which is also giving the beginning of the last 2 years just before Jesus will return. And this is how close we are to his coming. We're now here in 2025, and the blood moon came on March the 14th in 2025 as we begin this year. Now, I guess you understand that the Bible uses the Bible calendar that runs from April to April, which is when we look at it in our months, it's April starts, well, actually it's the Jewish calendar, Nisan, the month of Nisan, starts at the last of March. And you'll have to look at this and understand that the Bible uses the Bible calendar that runs from April to April, or Nisan to Nisan. And it generally begins in March. That's when the new moon comes for the Jewish calendar. See, the time of the Passover is in April. See, this is the month that Jesus died on the cross. And Joel is talking about the last 2 signs that would come, that would give us the last 2 years just before Jesus comes. Now, if you don't ever listen to a video, no other video of mine, I hope you'll listen to this one, because this one is definitely coming to pass. It's here. This is what's going on. And we know that we started the last 7 years in 2018, when Israel celebrated their 70th year of being back, that we started the last 7 years. And we learned that this is the last 7 days of Jesus's week. And you can go through that and look at it, and so we're actually in the last day right now. We're in the last day. And you can look at these 2 years as being the 24 hours. You can look at last year, 2024, it has 12 months in it. And you can look at it as being the first 12 hours, if you look at it as related to the months. And then you look here in 2025, and if you look at it as it's related to the month, that when you look at it now and realize where we are right now, we're between, as we look at this thing, we're right after noontime. That's when the darkness came upon the earth for the last 3 hours that Jesus was on the cross. And things are going to turn very bitter as things continue here. I know we're here now in July, and things have happened here in July. The false Messiah is here, and he's gaining more strength. He's getting more power, and doing the things that he will do before Jesus will come. And when we get to September, last of September and 1st October, and you remember that when Hamas came into Israel, that was on October the 7th. And then when you come to April the 7th, see, that was 5 months. And you can go to Revelation, the book of Matthew, I'm thinking here, the book of Revelation in chapter 9, you can go there. And you can look at when the 5th angel blew the trumpet and the bottomless pit was opened. And see, this is when the Hamas war started, and that's when the war started in heaven too. And it went on for 5 months. That is supposed to go on for 5 months. And see, when it come to April the 7th, this is when the war ended in heaven. And in April the 8th is when the devil comet showed up, when the sun was in its eclipse, the dark sun. And see, this Joel is talking about this. He's given the last 2 years here, and 2024 started with the sun turning to darkness. And then in 2025, see, 2025 started with the blood moon. So this is the 2 years that Joel is talking about here that will come. These 2 signs will come to be seen just before Jesus returns. That's what Joel talked about there in his prophecy. And Peter brought out there in Acts chapter 2. And you can look at that. And you can go to the book of Joel and find it there in the book of Joel, I think. I don't remember what chapter it's in, I believe. Seems like it's in chapter 2. I'm just going by memory. I'm not looking at it right now, so I'm just bringing it up by memory, sort of. So you can look at it in the book of Joel, and then you can look at it there in Acts chapter 2. See, Joel gave the prophecy of the the last time, the last days. And then when we come to 2000, this started the 24-year end time days. And then when we come to 2018, this started the last 7 years, which will cover the 7 days that Jesus, his last 7 days. And we're in the 6th day now. And we're now started into the darkness. And see, if you look at it in relation to the trial that Jesus went through, this is the same time that King Herod and Pilate became friends. See, the false Messiah, as we look at him and we know who he is, we know that President Trump is the false Messiah that the Bible has given us. And the house is representing Pilate. So these two become friends when they were putting Jesus through the trial. They become friends. And this is what we're seeing playing over again. We can see a lot of things that are playing over again, that are happening again. And it's in a different way. We know that Jesus is not going to feel the pain this time, but Israel's going to feel the pain. They're going to feel what he went through. And the world is too. And these times are playing over. And see, the world's not going to see these signs. And if you're walking in the flesh and not walking with Jesus and really talking to him and the Father, you're not going to see them either. The only ones that are going to see them and understand, see, this is, nobody will understand unless they're walking with Jesus and fellowship with him and the Father. No one's going to understand these things. And we're trying our best to walk with Jesus and the Father, and we want to see these things, and we want to be a part in giving these things, giving the truth, talking about what's going on and where we're at in Bible time. And you better be getting ready. You don't need to go to sleep, and you don't need to get caught up in this worldly thing that Satan's doing. Satan is giving President Trump his power. And we see that. Sorry about the interruption. But we're looking at what the Bible is giving us and talking about. And this is what we want to give. We want to try to help people to see and come to realize what's really going on in this world. And Jesus is coming soon, and we're just trying to help people get ready, help them to see, sort of, if we can. I know I can't give you sight and understanding, but Jesus can, if you'll start talking to him and fellowship with him and the Father. He's the one that can give you light and understanding. I can't. He's the one that can give you salvation and be in your heart and walk with you and lead you and guide you and teach you, and I hope you'll do that. And so God bless you, and you have a great day.